The Untouchables. Who were they and why they became untouchables? By Babasaheb Ambedkar. Preface. This book is a sequel to my treatise called The Shudras. Who were they and how they became to be the fourth Varna of the Indo-Aryan society, which was published in 1946. Besides the Shudras, the Hindu civilization has produced three social classes whose existence has not received the attention it deserves. The three classes are: 1. The criminal tribes, who number about 20 million; 2. The aboriginal tribes, who number about 15 million; 3. The untouchables, who number about 50 million. The existence of these classes is an abomination. The Hindu civilization, gauged in the light of these social products, could hardly be called a civilization. It is a diabolical contrivance to suppress and enslave humanity. Its proper name would be infamy. What else can be said of a civilization which has produced a mass of people who are taught to accept crime as an approved method of earning their livelihood? Another mass of people who are left to live in the full bloom of their primitive barbarism in the midst of civilization, and a third mass of people who are treated as an entity beyond human intercourse and whose mere touch is enough to cause pollution. In any other country, the existence of these classes would have led to searching of the heart and to investigation of their origin. But neither of these has occurred to the mind of the Hindu. The reason is simple. The Hindu does not regard the existence of these classes as a matter of apology or shame, and feels no responsibility either to atone for it or to inquire into its origin and growth. On the other hand, every Hindu is taught to believe that his civilization is not only the most ancient, but that it is also, in many respects, altogether unique. No Hindu ever feels tired of repeating these claims. That the Hindu civilization is the most ancient, one can understand and even allow. But it is not quite so easy to understand on what grounds they rely for claiming that the Hindu civilization is a unique one. The Hindus may not like it, but so far as it strikes non Hindus, such a claim can rest only on one ground. It is the existence of these very classes for which the Hindu civilization is responsible. That the existence of such classes is a unique phenomenon, no Hindu need repeat, for nobody can deny the fact. One only wishes that the Hindu realized that it was a matter for which there was more cause for shame than pride. The inculcation of these false beliefs in the sanity, superiority, and sanctity of Hindu civilization is due entirely to the peculiar social psychology of Hindu scholars. Today, all scholarship is confined to the Brahmins, but unfortunately, no Brahmin scholar has so far come forward to play the part of a Voltaire who had the intellectual honesty to rise against the doctrines of the Catholic Church in which he was brought up, nor is one likely to appear on the scene in the future. It is a grave reflection on the scholarship of the Brahmins that it should not have proceeded and produced a Voltaire. This will not cause surprise if it is remembered that the Brahmin scholar is only a learned man. He is not an intellectual. There is a world of difference between one who is learned and one who is an intellectual. The former is class conscious and is alive to the interests of his class. The latter is an emancipated being who is free to act without being swayed by class considerations. It is because the Brahmins have been only learned men that they have not produced a Voltaire. Why have the Brahmins not produced a Voltaire? The question can be answered only by another question. Why did the Sultan of Turkey not abolish the religion of the Mohammedan world? Why has no Pope denounced Catholicism? Why has the British Parliament not made a law ordering the killing of all blue-eyed babies? The reason why the Sultan or the Pope or the British Parliament has not done these things is the same as why the Brahmins have not been able to produce a Voltaire. It must be recognized that the selfish interest of a person or of the class to which he belongs always acts as an internal limitation which regulates the direction of his intellect. The power and position which the Brahmin possess is entirely due to the Hindu civilization, which treats them as supermen or ubermensch and subjects the lower classes to all sorts of disabilities so that they may never rise and challenge or threaten the superiority of the Brahmins over them. As is natural, every Brahmin is interested in the maintenance of Brahminical supremacy, be he orthodox or unorthodox, be he a priest or a grahastha, be he a scholar or not. How can the Brahmins afford to be Voltaires? A Voltaire among the Brahmins would be a positive danger to the maintenance of a civilization which is contrived to maintain Brahmanic supremacy. The point is that the intellect of a Brahmin scholar is severely limited by anxiety to preserve his interest. He suffers from his internal limitation, as a result of which he does not allow his intellect full play, which honesty and integrity demands. For he fears that it may affect the interests of his class and therefore his own. The end.